الكريم أما بعد. Some time ago we had started talking about the story of Ibrahim alayhi salam. Today we'll mention some of the du'as that Ibrahim alayhi salam made. They are mentioned in the Quran, and the purpose of giving us these du'as in the Quran is that first of all we can understand what mattered to Ibrahim alayhi salam, what was important, what he was trying to achieve, what the mission of his life was. And secondly, we can make these du'as for ourselves also. So when he came to Mecca and he was told that he has to leave his family behind, he made lots of du'a for that place because his family and then his progenies were going to grow up there. So he said, رَبِّ جَعَلْ هَذَا الْبَلَدَ آمِنًا وَجْنُبْنِي وَبَنِيَّ أَن نَعْبُدَ الْأَصْنَامِ. O Allah, make this land, this city of Makkah peaceful. Make it safe and secure. And keep me and my progenies, in other words my offspring, my children and their children, keep us away from idol worship. So Ibrahim a.s. was making dua for himself as well as for his children, even though he was the one who in his time he brought tawheed to the world. But he knew that this was only from the tawfiq of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And if Allah wants, He can take tawfiq away from anyone. So the message was for us that we should always be concerned about our iman, about preserving our iman. No matter how pious we are today, no matter how good we are, we might tell ourselves that we're in a good environment, we belong to good families, and we don't do anything wrong. Whatever we have, it's from the tawfiq of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. If Allah wants, He can take that tawfiq away, so we should keep asking Him to protect us. رَبِّ إِنَّهُنَّ أَضْلَلْنَ كَثِيرٌ مِّنَ النَّاسِ. Oh Allah, these idols had led so many people astray. فَمَنْ تَبِعَنِي فَإِنَّهُ مِنِّي. Oh Allah, don't hold me accountable for those of my children, my offspring that go astray. Those who follow my path and stay on this path of deen, this path of iman. Yes, they are from me and they have taken from me. وَمَنْ عَصَانِي فَإِنَّكَ غَفُورٌ رَحِيمٌ. Whoever doesn't listen to me after I've tried to explain to them who you are and what you want, then oh Allah, you are the one who is in charge of their affairs. If you want, you can forgive them. And if you want, you can hold them accountable. Don't hold me accountable for those of my offspring who disobey you. Then he said, Oh Allah, رَبَّنَا إِنِّي أَسْكَنْتُ مِنْ ذُرِّيَّتِي بِوَادٍ غَيْرِ ذِي زَرْعٍ. I've left my family, some of my family here, in this valley that has no greenery, the valley that has no vegetation. Makkah was all black mountains, and that's it. Around those mountains were more mountains and desert. No vegetation, no trees, no gardens. Oh Allah, it's a land of no vegetation. Why? رَبَّنَا لِيُقِيمُوا الصَّلَاةِ. I know why you've brought me here. You have brought me and my family here so that we establish your house, the house of worship, the house towards which all of mankind will pray until Yawm al-Qiyamah. رَبَّنَا لِيُقِيمُوا الصَّلَاةِ. I know you've done this for this great mission you have brought us here. فَجْعَلْ أَفْئِدَةً مِّنَ النَّاسِ تَهْوِي إِلَيْهِمْ. Oh Allah, don't leave them here by themselves, secluded, all alone. Bring the people of the world to this land. وَارْزُقْهُم مِّنَ الثَّمَرَاتِ. Today there's no plants and gardens in Makkah, but oh Allah, if you want, you can bring vegetation, plants, fruits, vegetables from wherever you want, and you can still provide these people. لَعَلَّهُمْ يَشْكُرُونَ. So that they can be thankful to you, O Allah. And he made dua that, O Allah, make me from those people who establish salah. Make me from those people who establish salah, and give me such family members, such children, an offspring who will also establish salah. رَبِّ اجْعَلْنِي مُقِيمَ الصَّلَاةِ وَمِن ذُرِّيَّتِي رَبَّنَا وَتَقَبَّلْ دُعَاء. O Allah, accept this plea, this dua, this appeal of mine. O Allah, you accept it. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is the only one who can accept it. But look, Ibrahim alayhi salam is asking Allah to make him one of those people who establishes salah. He wants to live a life in which he never lets go of salah. And he also wants children that will establish salah. So one of the things that mattered the most to Ibrahim alayhi salam after Iman was salah. He said, I have left my family here so they establish salah, your house of worship. But just building the structure is not enough. It's not enough for me to say that I have constructed the Kaaba. And it's not enough for my children to say that our father constructed the Kaaba. Rather, O Allah, make them people who establish the salah in their own lives, and those who come after them to also establish salah in their own lives. These are some of the du'as of Ibrahim alayhi salam. So they tell us what mattered to him, and they tell us what is important in the sight of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. He was on a grand mission to change the world and to bring people close to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And this gives us a little bit of insight of what was going through his mind as he was going about achieving these things. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala enable us to walk in His footsteps. As I mentioned before, that He is our Father, and He is the one who has given us the name of Muslims. So we also need to live a life that suits the template, the pattern of His life, instead of going off in different directions. We also have to keep ourselves focused towards Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, towards establishing the worship and obedience of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala in our own lives, and also bringing this message to other people in the world. May Allah give us tawfiq. Wa sallallahu wa sallam wa baraka ala nabina Muhammad.